I reinvented myself in 3 months, and this is how I did it. I dedicated 3 months to make the uncomfortable comfortable, do things that mattered to me, and fearlessly pursue plan A. I was intentional about becoming the woman of my dreams, achieving my goals, growing my business, break bad habits, and live a soft, feminine life. So if I wanted to become my dream woman in 2025, here's what I'll do. Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking about how to become the woman of your dreams in 2025. Even though I'm not a huge fan of this whole new year, new me thing, the new year is a perfect opportunity to reset, reinvent yourself, and realign your actions to where you want to be. If you're intentional, devoted, and aligned, you can literally change your life in just 3 months. I'm going to be hosting the Feminine Abundance 5-day challenge, and day 1 of the challenge is about how to become crystal clear on who you want to be, how to unlock your personal power, discover your womanhood superpowers, and reinvent yourself into a soft, feminine woman. All the details will be in the description down below, and I'll see you inside the challenge. The first way to become the woman of your dreams is to have wisdom and discernment. I spent a lot of time asking God for tangible things like more money, a bigger house, a better car, without realizing that my thought process and behavior is what led me to have the things that I had and not have the things that I didn't have. In the Bible, Solomon prayed to God and said, "Give your servant an understanding mind to be able to discern the difference between good and evil." Solomon was already a king. Instead of saying that he wanted more riches, more wealth, he said that he wanted to know how to serve his people and God. A lot of people don't realize that wisdom and discernment equal wealth, abundance, and fulfillment. Because when you have wisdom and discernment, you have better relationships. It improves your career or business. You're in a position where you can make more money. Your physical, mental, and spiritual health is better because of your mindset, which impacts the way that you think, the way that you feel, and the things that you do. The more I started leaning into my wisdom and discernment through prayer, through being a student of life, through walking in faith, the more I started shifting my identity and becoming the woman of my dreams. The next way to become the woman of your dreams is to maximize your pretty privilege. I spent a long time leading with my intelligence and humor. I thought beauty and caring about the way that you look was shallow, and I wanted to prove that I was more than my looks. But the moment that I started maximizing and leaning into my beauty, the more opportunities I started to attract, the more doors opened for me. Beauty for women is what money is for men. Money makes men look more attractive. It provides them with social status. It becomes part of their identity and gives them access to entering certain rooms and surrounding themselves with the next level of successful, wealthy people. Even though people might not like to admit it, but the world is very shallow and your looks matter. The way that you look is part of your brand. It impacts how people see you, perceive you, and treat you. Beauty gives you pretty privilege from the littlest things like getting a free drink, someone letting you ahead of them, getting great customer service at a restaurant, and gives you access into entering rooms and surrounding you with wealthy, successful people. It's not to say that as a woman all you need is your beauty, but it provides you with privilege and access. The next way to become the woman of your dreams is to become a self-care queen. A lot of people think that self-care is just the bubble baths, candles, and eye masks. Even though I'm all the way here for that, you cannot serve or perform on an empty cup. Self-care is essentially pouring into yourself, doing things that's going to build you up, doing things that make you feel good so you can show up as the best version of yourself. Self-care for me is therapy, is prayer, seasons of solitude, solo date, using the love languages on myself, gift giving, affirmation, acts of service, quality time. As a recovered people pleaser, and to be honest, my people pleasing seems to be reserved to men, but that's a whole story for another day. I realized that my people pleasing tendencies, where I would put other people's needs above my own, do things that I wasn't comfortable with, that I didn't want to do, neglect my own needs, neglect my own desires, were due to my fear of rejection, fear of failure, and need for validation. But being a people pleaser, being a nice person, doesn't make you a good person. It just means that you're manipulative and you're operating from a place of fear. Once I started knowing myself, loving myself, understanding what my value was, what my worth was, I no longer had that need for validation. I no longer had that fear of rejection because I knew what I brought to the table, which meant I was able to create and maintain boundaries. In order to become the best version of yourself, you have to pour into yourself. You need to treat yourself how you'd want to be treated by other people. The next way to become the woman of your dreams is to embrace your femininity. Woman to woman, why do you hustle like a man? Because you're firstborn? Because you're a single mom? Because you're scared of being broke and going without? I'm originally from Zimbabwe and I grew up being told that you have to work hard in order for you to be successful. So I got the degree, hustled like a man, and climbed my way up the ladder. I was always stressed, burnt out with functional depression. And it's so sad to think that the thing that made me stop was my mom passing away and becoming a single mom, which I believe was God, because things don't happen to you, they happen for you. And as a type A, I decided to just release control and lean on the ultimate masculine being, God. I quit my job during my maternity with no money. I was broke, I was in debt, no idea what I was going to do for money. And fast forward a few years later, I have grown my business, grown my platforms, and I'm living the life that I don't need a vacation from. You see, as women, we don't chase, we attract. But in order for you to attract, you have to be completely resting in your divine femininity. And even though femininity is in all of us, it still doesn't feel natural to a lot of women because of how we were raised, because of the things that we grew up being told, because of our lived experiences. A lot of women are unknowingly and unwillingly leading with their masculine energy, and they wonder why life feels so hard, why it feels like they're running on a treadmill because they're hustling and grinding, but they're still in the same place, unfulfilled, unhappy, but have this deep feeling in themselves that they're meant for so much more, that their current reality isn't what their lives should be like. Femininity isn't just about how you look, how you present yourself. It is a way of life. And when you embrace your femininity, you're able to harness your feminine power to be able to attract abundance. The next way to become the woman of your dreams is to stop complaining. I used to be a negative Nancy, and I used to complain about everything, how I was behind in life, how my life wasn't where I wanted it to be, how everybody else seemed to have it easy, but my life seemed to be harder. And it seemed to be a perpetual cycle where I would complain about something and it will become a reality, because what you focus on grows. The Bible says, "Thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be established upon thee." If you're constantly declaring negativity, then you will attract and manifest negativity in your life. But if you're constantly declaring positivity, then you will attract and constantly manifest positivity in your life. I feel like people feel most comfortable talking about negative things, people complaining about the business market, people complaining about the social media algorithm. It's like misery loves company. It's not that we shouldn't be highlighting when things aren't going well, but there needs to be a solution focused element to it, not just complaining for the sake of complaining. It doesn't say only when you declare good things shall it be established, which means we shouldn't just reserve positive talk when it comes to goal setting. It needs to be implemented in our day-to-day life. Today is going to be a good day. I'm going to get done all the things that I need to get done. I am going to be successful. I'm going to be wealthy. I'm going to become my dream woman. I'm going to live the life that I can't stop dreaming about, because what you focus on grows. The next way to become the woman of your dreams is to have an elite social circle. I wanted to be Chanel, but in reality, I was Shein. I was cheap, I was affordable, and anybody could have access to me. I had no vetting process when it came to my friendships or network. We just had to like the same kind of things. I just had to like something about you, and then we'll just become friends. Hermes is one of the most sought after luxury brands, but it's the most exclusive. You can't just walk in and buy something. You have to be on a waiting list. It's like you have to prove that you're worthy to be able to own this luxury brand, but people flock to that brand like flies. They want to be part of this exclusive community. We feed off the energy of the people who are around us, and subconsciously we start mirroring the behavior and thought processes of the people who are in our circle. So I took inventory of the people who were in my life, started becoming more expensive, becoming more exclusive, creating barriers and access to me, so not everyone could have access to me. And even though I didn't completely get rid of everybody, I started loving some people from a distance. When you're becoming the woman of your dreams, not everyone is supposed to come on that journey with you. Not everybody has the same vision. Not everybody has the same dreams and desires. So that means you have to be willing to cut ties with people and have a strict vetting process for people who want access to you. The next way to become the woman of your dreams is to take aligned action. It took me 10 years to start this YouTube channel. I started it when I was 30 because I was procrastinating. I was scared about people from work finding my channel. I was scared of failing in public. I was scared of looking stupid. People that I went to school with finding my channel. It's taken me 5 years to get to where I am today. But if I had started my channel when I was 20, I can only imagine where I would be 15 years later. The Bible says in all toil there's profit, but mere talk leads to poverty. We don't realize that just by talking about what we want to do and not actually doing it, we are robbing ourselves of all the opportunities and abundance that we can attract. We overestimate what we can do in a year, but we underestimate what we can do in 10 years. At the beginning of the year, we set yearly goals of all the things that we want to achieve in that year, and we get so heartbroken when we don't achieve them, without realizing that we can achieve that and so much more if we put in the work and took the aligned action. We also live in a popcorn microwave generation of instant gratification, that a lot of people don't have long-term vision. A lot of people aren't willing to continuously put in the work to reap the benefits later, to have their harvest not today but potentially in 5 years, 10 years time. A lot of people cannot see past today. A lot of people do not have the vision, which is one of the main reasons that keep people stuck. I want to ask you today, if your life was a movie and you knew how it was going to end, if you knew that you were going to be guaranteed success in 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, what would you do now? Would you just talk about what you want to do, or would you take the aligned action? The message here is you can become the woman of your dreams and change your life in 3 months if you're intentional, devoted, and aligned. Like this video if you want to see more videos on femininity and abundance. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you're notified every single time that I upload a video. I will see you in the next video. Mwah. Bye, lovelies.